Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another F1 2019 race here at GAVRA Racing. We are here tonight. Oh, wait a minute. I'm totally getting myself confused. And right off the bat, y'all will real quick figure out I do not have my co-commentator, Toby51, in here with me. So y'all will have to bear with me while I walk and chew bubblegum all at the same time. And I have to say, if y'all can't tell, you can't see the on-screen track map, I am super thrilled. Thank you so much, Codemasters. Y'all are freaking awesome all the way. So let me see if I can actually manage to push buttons and talk all at the same time. Like I said, this is the F1 2019 Super League for GAVRA Racing. And let me go through here and get this stuff up, and I will go through and introduce our drivers. And tonight we have Adam Grin with 34 points. Before You Die with 5 points. Daza has yet to get himself on the board. F1 is much tougher on points than the project cars, so if you see a 0 on these guys, don't think bad about them. They have raced their butts off. F1 is just really peculiar about who it gives points to and or doesn't. We also have Deadly Jason, also still 0 points. Don Rajib, 12 points. ESH with 0 points. I may have got that totally wrong, y'all. He most likely has points, and I totally messed that up. And because he thinks we missed him last week, fellow commentator, Fana Balls. Fana, we didn't miss you. It was just really fast. You'll see when we start doing the project cars, I'll have something similar set up for us, and it's really just a little bit of rhythm between the two commentators to make this work, but I am going to tweak it a little over the break. And after Fanaballs, we have Gavra Novic, 1990, the man himself, with 6 points. He had an outstanding race last week. See, once again, trying to walk and chew bubblegum all at the same time. Guillotine is also 0 points. Hamtaro, also 0 points. Jojo Power, 12 points. He had an outstanding race last week as well. Kobayashi with 9 points. I believe Kobayashi and Guillotine both have a level 1 license penalty, which basically means instead of the 15-minute qualifying like they usually get, they'll only get 10. Just a little bit of a slap on the wrist, but the license level penalties can get quite severe. Metboy also 0 points. I'm finding it hard to believe we have so many drivers with 0 points. And real quick, because I've had the camera on Jojo, he's going to go into the pit. So I'll move my camera. Actually, I'm going to move my camera. Y'all bear with me. I'm going to move it down here to Gavra Novic. Where is he at? There he is. So now we will watch Gavra himself go around the track while I finish introducing the drivers, and hopefully... Oh, look at that. My boss is going into the pit. I was fixing to say hopefully I won't give my boss the commentator's curse, but I think that means he's not going to give me the chance. We'll go to Before You Die. Or actually, where's... Fana? Fana's also sitting in the pit. I was fixing to stick it on Fana. Fana's also sitting in the pit still. Alright, so where are we? We were on Metboy. MQD 94 has 18 points. Napula with 40 points. I don't believe... Nope, he did make it in here tonight. And real quick, while I'm thinking about drivers that we don't have in here tonight, Toby03 we do not have in here with us tonight. He had some family issues, so Toby0603, we definitely hope you you know, all that is taken care of, and the best of wishes for that. And let's see, we have Piero. Piero's been doing a great job. I remember him from last season. He had some great runs. Oh, I believe that was... Nope, that could have either been Daza or his teammate Fana Balls there that was spun out. And that's what happens when the commentator tries to talk about the drivers. It spins them out. Piero, where are you, Piero? Piero has 7 points. Play Dutchy with 28. Toby0603 with 2 points. Tunturi with 0 points. He has been really laying it down on the track, I have to say. And this is the 3rd race of the season. First 2 races, he really had some very impressive races. Can't wait to see what he does on the track tonight. And of course, finally, it's Jax with 25 points. He also has been having some fantastic races. And y'all give me 1 second and I'll change all this around. Let me get this stuff off of the screen. There we go. We'll get rid of that and we can see the map box a little bit better. And let's get rid of that driver's list since we're done with it. Triple O, how you doing, man? Good to see you in the chat. I was worried for a little while. Nobody was going to stop in and say, hey, it's great to see you. And real quick, we'll cover this track information. We are here for the Spain GP or Barcelona or the Catalunya track, whichever you want to say. It is 4.65 kilometers or 2.8 miles, 2.89 miles long, 16 turns. They are starting at the official race time, 15-minute qualifying, and approximately 45-minute race, or 50% of the official race, with dynamic weather. And right now it looks like it's a beautiful day, and hopefully it will hold up. Oh man, I am finally on the upside of being sick, Triple O. Thank you very much. But there will be several times during the broadcast that I will probably have to take a short break, and I'm going to try my best to remember to keep my mic muted and all that when I'm deciding I need to be very sick. Alright, so let's get on this thing and let's see what these guys are actually doing tonight on the track. And yeah, as y'all can tell, like I said earlier, I don't have Toby51 with me tonight, so we don't have the second camera up in the top right hand, which I really do love. I think it's a fantastic addition. And it looks like I've got my camera on Fana Boss, fellow co-commentator. It looks like he's decided to go back into the pit. We are down to just under 9 minutes left, so let's go up here to our leader at the moment. It's Jax running a 1:18.51. Very impressive time. A full second in front of Play Dutchy. So yeah, Play Dutchy is, you beat Play Dutchy on the track, you get huge bragging rights. And this is only season 3. He was with us last season. I had the pleasure of covering Play Dutchy last season in the races, and he is absolutely phenomenal on track. So yeah, if it's Jax can manage to beat Play Dutchy, he gets huge bragging rights, but Play Dutchy is not the easiest to beat during the race. And so I guess Play Dutchy's in the track, but he has a 1:19.59, like I said, a full second behind it's Jax. Looks like he was going out on track right as I took the camera off of him. We've got JoJo Power so far running the 3rd fastest lap with a 1:19.6. Well, he is really hot on the tail of Play Dutchy. Don Rajib in the pit, but Don Rajib also a fantastic driver. And as I go down through here, y'all, you're going to see once again, there is a reason this is the Super League for GAVRA Racing F1 2019, and it's because all of these guys literally are right on top of each other. So far, the spread is literally 4 seconds, I believe, from front of the field to the back at best. We've got Napula running a 119.99. He will definitely improve. I believe I saw in the chat Napula is suffering from a little bit of a bad back at the moment, which can make it really hard to get on the brake like you need to. So hopefully that won't impact his performance tonight too bad. Oh, Guillotine is running the 6th fastest lap. He at a 120.2. He's hanging out in the pit for a little while. Seems a lot of these drivers have put down some times. They're going to go back, hang out in the pit, see what everybody else runs, and then change tires, I believe, is the trend of what they've been doing, and then take it back out on track for the last few minutes to see if they can improve. And of course, they also have to start, if they qualify in the top 10, they have to start on the tires they qualified on. So yeah, they definitely are putting that into their strategies. I'm currently on ESSH, who is, I believe ESH is covering some of the Monday broadcasts, so y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's also quite talented on track, as well as the commentary box. He's running a 120.4. Oh, MQD 94 is also hanging out in the pits. He's got a 120.41 at the moment. Oh, there we go. Somebody out on track. Adam Grin, also one of our fastest drivers. Very talented. Currently in 9th with a 120.5. So as I said, y'all, all these drivers are literally right on top of each other. 2nd through 5th is at 119s. 5th through 9th is 120s. 10th through basically 12th is a 121, and the other guys are really just kind of hanging out in the pit for a while. And we are on Piero in 10th right now for qualifying as we get down to just under 5 minutes. Piero running a 121.1. Gavra is in 11th in qualifying. He's hanging out in the pit for a little while with a 121.3. See, all of these drivers right on top of each other. Met Boy in 12th with a 121.77. And we can also see these drivers have a big, this time they are really going for a big difference in tires. Usually the drivers have, for the most part, been on the same tires. All in all, everybody's been tending to go with mediums, and then a couple of drivers on hards. We are currently on Daza. He's going to take it on back into the pit, but he has a 122.28. And believe it or not, that is only, he is not quite a second and a half behind Play Dutchie. So, like I said, all these times and drivers right on top of each other. I think we're going to see a great race tonight out of everyone. Tunturi in 14th with the 122. Before You Die is 15th at the moment with the 123. I have a feeling we will definitely see Before You Die improve. Fan of Balls, not yet to set a lap. Oh, giving us a little bit of show there with some smoke off the tires. Looks like he's going to try out the softs. And we will stick with Fan of Balls for just a minute, and we'll see if this could be... No, we're going to go on down and check in on Kobayashi, and I'll come right back to Fan of Balls. He is on his owl lap, so he won't set a time on this lap. But we'll catch up with him and see what kind of lap he sets for his next one. And Kobayashi finally out on track. His penalty is over. He's having a little bit of a hard time getting a little bit of grip there. Kobayashi, we will totally blame that on your commentator, whoever he is. Yeah, commentator, you're at fault. You just cursed Kobayashi. Made him run right on off the track. And Triple O is being freaking awesome and chiming in the chat with some of the strategies as to what he thinks people are going to run. He is predicting one stop mediums to hards, and he thinks that is going to be most people's strategies. Yeah, he's saying the softs really wear out very fast on this track. I believe it. This is a really tough track. Beautiful to drive on, but yeah, you can be very aggressive on it, and definitely, yeah, chew your tires right on up. Kobayashi has decided he's going to come on in the pit. You know, actually, Triple O, it looks like, kind of like on what you were saying, a lot of the guys that have came out on softs have almost gone right back in and taken the mediums or the hards. As we can see, we only have 1, 2, 3, 7 drivers trying softs at the moment. Which isn't quite half the field, but it does seem to be the biggest selection of tires. Come on, Fanta, we've got 1 minute left, and it may give Fanta Balls enough time to do one more lap to see if he'll be able to improve. 124.21, not at all a bad time though. Xavier Mannard says hard medium also works for outside the top 10. Yeah, I'm thinking that could be what we see a lot of the guys go with. Toby is actually the F1 expert out of the two of us. I am the button pusher. But I believe I've been working with him a good bit, and I try real hard to learn from him. He's a great guy. Really knows his F1 stuff. And so I try to pay close attention to what he says on things. And yeah, that seems to be, you know, fairly intact with what he's saying. I think a lot of these guys are going to start on either mediums or hards, and we possibly could see a few go to softs right there at the end, I think. Let's see. Oh, and it does go a little bit wide, but nope, it looks like the qualifying is over. And we will move the camera up here to Gavranovic since he is still out on lap. And once again, everybody, Codemasters, if you do happen to watch or listen or even hear about it, thank you so much for the track map. That thing is awesome. I have not learned how to read it yet, but having it up there and being able to tell how far apart these drivers are is going to be great. I really can't wait for Toby to get back in here after break week, which is next week. So y'all won't have us next week. The drivers and the commentators get a short break. But yeah, the track map is definitely going to add to the information that we can bring y'all a lot. And it'll definitely help us keep up with lapped cars. And I'm looking right now, and I believe it actually shows the colors of the cars are actually the teams. So the McLarens should be the orange dots. Gavranovic in the Mercedes should be the blues. Ferraris, I believe, will definitely be the reds. I would think Alfa Romeo will be the whites. And I'm betting the dark blue is going to be Red Bull, so I'm a little confused on, we'll have to figure out which some of the other ones are. Yep. Is Gavra going to manage to improve again? No, he did manage to improve, I believe, his last lap and managed to get in a 121.31, a very representable time for the man himself. And that is it. That is qualifying over. And let's see here. We will go through the run-through real quick. Oh, y'all, sorry, y'all. I'm busy earning points while I'm doing this. Codemasters, you rock on the freaking track map. That was awesome. But that little thing right there, maybe y'all could fix that. Alright, so we have It's Jax will start in first, followed by Play Dutchy in second, Don Rajib in third, ESH in fourth, Jojo Power in fifth, Napula in sixth, Adam Grin seventh, MQD94 in eighth, Guillotine in ninth, Piero 10th, Gavranovic in 11th, Metboy 12th, Tunturi in 13th, Before You Die, I believe, was 14th. And let's see if this thing mixes this up or not. Oh, crap. if y'all just saw the little, I don't know if y'all saw the little message at the bottom of the board there or not, but it looked like Piero may have got kicked during the change up from qualifying to the race. Hopefully he will be able to get back in here. It definitely did mix my grid up a little bit there, y'all. So we'll come back to the last few drivers, but y'all basically got the rundown. And while the drivers are loading in their strategies and everything, I will take this opportunity to make a shameless advertisement for GAVRA Racing. Please go to the website, GAVRA Racing, altavista.org. GAVRA has been on there constantly adding all kinds of new stuff. The F1 series is really taking off. He's doing a fantastic job on it. I'm seeing all the time in the F1 chat on the Discord that our man Sig makes and maintains for us. That there's more and more people signing up for it constantly. So y'all go to the website, check it out. There's tons of information on there. And I believe this is going to be, yep, they are just on the formation lap, y'all, so I am not missing it. And on the bottom right-hand side of the webpage, you will find a link to the Discord channel that, once again, our man Sig makes and maintains for us and does a fantastic job. So y'all should definitely check that out. Lots of great rooms to have a lot of fun in. Share memes, or we even have a just one to talk crap in. And there is also a link to the Patreon if you wish to become a Patreon supporter. We are completely community driven. This is everyone, all the administrators donate all of their time to set all this up for everybody. So you know, if you want to help out, it definitely does help and is much appreciated. And so while we still have these guys out on their hot lap, so yes, it was Before You Die in 14th, Daza in 15th, Fanaballs will start 16th, Kobayashi in 17th, and Deadly Jason in 18th place. So I'm going to shut my mouth for 1 second and grab something to drink, and hopefully I can keep up with these guys when they get a start. And Xavier, I agree. This is definitely a very hard track to overtake on. But at the same time, I've also found almost every turn is a good passing opportunity. Alright, we've got everybody back and lined up. We've got the 4 reds. They are off. It's Jax in the lead, followed by Play Dutchy, Don Rajib, ESH in 4th. Play Dutchy, nope, Don Rajib has made a fantastic move up into 2nd. Adam Grid in 5th, Napula in, Napula's made a move up into 4th. He was in 3rd. Play Dutchy being very defensive there. I do not blame him. We've got tons of action going on in the back of the track. I see Tunturi has made 6 positions up and got himself up into 7th. Adam Grin is 6th. Sorry, all these guys are really moving around very fast. They're doing a fantastic job, as y'all can see right down there through the pack. And actually, I'm going to try to move the camera back down there just a little bit as we can see some of these. Oh, and we have lost Piero again, and that is a shame. But I was going to say, you can see some of these drivers literally inches off of their opponent's back tires. Cadwell, my man, how are you doing? It's good to see you in here, man. And see, once again, y'all, I was trying to walk and chew gum all at the same time. Guillotine is 9th, Daza 10th, MQD 11th. GAVRA has fallen down into 12th. We know he's going to make that back up, though. His teammate Kobayashi, currently in 13th, has came all the way up from 18th. He has had a phenomenal start on lap 1. Met Boy 14th. Fanaball's 15th. Deadly Jason has also risen up to 16th. Before You Die in 17th. So let's see here. We have Don Rajib has moved up a couple of places. JoJo Powers moved up 4 places. And right there we can see Play Dutchie really putting the pressure on Don Rajib. Don Rajib had himself one hell of a start and managed to get out there in front. I believe these guys are definitely going to keep me on my toes tonight, commentating and trying to keep up with them. Let's see if I can catch my breath here, man. Catwell, how you been, man? It really is good to see you on here. I'm definitely looking forward to the next season in NP cars. I hope you are. Let's see where we have just a little bit of more action going on. And I'm going to pull up some tire detail here in a minute. Let me go down here to the middle of the pack. If I can not make everybody sick because Daza, MQD, Gavranovic, Kobayashi, Metboy, and Guillotine have all literally been right on top of each other. So you see Daza going for the move around the inside, but MQD managed to hold on to the position. Daza receiving massive pressure from Gavranovic at the moment, though. Definitely not the man you want to have on your tail. Nobody wants to wreck the boss. Y'all please don't wreck the boss. Gavra is going to go down the inside. He has got by Daza, but Kobayashi is still right on top of Daza's tail. That was a beautiful move from Gavranovic. Oh, and Kobayashi is just going to follow him right on through. Daza being very good on the defense, though, but he did get a little wide, opening up the door for Kobayashi. Kobayashi really looking to make his move up towards the front of the pack. He is now pushing his teammate up the pack. Daza is not too thrilled about what's going on, though. He is really trying to keep the pressure on Kobayashi and trying to get to where he can take that position back. Yeah, y'all have to excuse me. Like I said, I am still a little bit sick there. Oh, not too sure exactly what happened there. That was definitely interesting. Anyway, let's get back up here to some of these other guys. Let's see where somebody, MQD is 0.5 seconds off Tunturi. Looks like he is fixing to go for the move. He is going to try to take it down the inside. Tunturi not quite able to hold him off, I believe. MQD definitely had the DRS right there and was really able to get the move done. It looks like MQD, let me see y'all if I can get be a responsible commentator and get some tire information up here. Oh wow, I was definitely thinking MQD would have a softer tire on Tunturi the way he just came around him, but he is not. Tunturi's running the mediums, MQD is running the hards, and somehow he is finding some massive grip on the track. That is outstanding driving, I must say. And let's go up here to ESH, only 3/10 from Play Dutchie. Play Dutchie is really not letting Don Rajib go. Don Rajib's holding on to that second like a boss. Only 2 seconds from It's Jax. So this time, It's Jax is not quite able to run away from everybody like he was really wanting to. It's Jax is one of the only drivers on softs. JoJo Power also running softs. Looks like Play Dutchie, Don Rajib, ESH, Tunturi, Daza, Deadly Jason, Before You Die, Fanaballs, and Guillotine all running mediums. Other than that, everyone else on hards. Piero, looks like Piero has managed to get back in, but we keep getting that error message. I think he's having just a really hard time with the internet and the connection right now. Xavier, I don't know what the forecast is going to be. GAVRA sets it to dynamic weather. So, me as the commentator, I don't really know what it's going to do, nor do the drivers. But, you know, now that you say it, it is looking a little darker out there. Hopefully the rain will hold off for these drivers tonight. If not, we will definitely see a huge change up in pit strategies and probably positions as well. Yeah, no, Triple O, yeah, I agree. He's not quite... Oh, and Triple O says no, he believes it's going to stay a dry race. Yeah, it doesn't... Jax isn't quite pulling off the lead he needs to be able to pull off the lead in those softs, which is going to open it up for Play Dutchy to stay out on track while it's Jax has to pit. And I believe that is going to be very detrimental to his strategy. And they're so early in on the race, I don't even think he could change to hards at this point and manage to make the distance. I believe the hards would also run out on him. Play Dutchy, while I was not looking, once again, I'm trying to walk and chew bubblegum. Play Dutchy did get by Don Rajib there in a move I missed. Oh, as ESH got a little bit wide there, we're gonna blame that on the commentator, y'all. Bad commentator, you just cursed a driver. When the race is over, commentator's gonna have to go stand in a corner for a while. We're gonna go down here to... Oh, we did have a short battle there with MQD, and I believe it was JoJo Power were right on top of each other, but Tunturi is really staying right. He has hung in there like a champ with Gavranovic and Kobayashi. He has driven himself in like a wedge between the two teammates, and he has got himself in one hell of a position, I think, right here. He is trying to keep the pressure on Gavranovic. Kobayashi literally, I believe that just changed to 1/10 off of his rear back tires. Is Kobayashi going to go for the inside move? We also have Met Boy looking for the opportunity behind him. Kobayashi was able to get around Tunturi there. These guys right here in the middle of the pack are really battling it out. We've got 4 cars all on top of each other. Oh, we did have a little bit of contact there. I'm not completely sure who all was involved in that. I did see, I believe, Met Boy did lose a big chunk off his front wing. And, oh, yes, it was Kobayashi. I believe he had, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to go back and watch this race after I'm done commentating on it and they're done. I believe Kobayashi had a little bit of a bump there to his back tires. I'm not positive, but yeah, that was definitely going to hurt Kobayashi's race, and he was having an amazing race. But thankfully, no one hit Gavranovic. Y'all don't hit the boss. Whatever you do, he will fire me if I have the camera on him and y'all hit him. He will totally blame it on me. It'll all be my fault. And y'all give me 1 second here. We've got Piero in the chat, and like I said earlier, he's been having a really hard time staying connected tonight, which is a shame because Piero puts on a fantastic show. I love commentating on him. And let's see what he says here. Yeah, his just the usual PlayStation Network. Every once in a while, we all get it acting up. Oh, and Piero says he believes safety car is coming out. We definitely do have some yellow flags out. And let's go back up here to the leaders, because we have had a big change up going on here, y'all. Gavranovic has made his way up into 5th. Don Rajib, oh, I went the wrong way with the camera. Don Rajib is in 4th. Yeah, we definitely have the safety car out, and it's just not telling me that. Oh no, it does, y'all. Huh. Yeah, see what happens when you let me walk and try to chew gum all at one time. Oh, as Gavra just did pick up a 5-second penalty there for exceeding the track. Oh, that's going to hurt him at the end of this race for sure. We do have the safety car out. This is going to make for a, yeah, this is going to be great in my opinion. We get a whole nother restart. Piles the drivers right back on top of each other. Let's see, and Triple O says the safety car has helped out Jax. Yes, it definitely has. Jax was able to get in and grab himself a set of hard tires. And I was making my way up here to Napula, who has made his way into first place, but Napula does have 8 laps on the hard tires. It's Jax, only 1 lap. Play Dutchie also grabbed a fresh set of tires. We're seeing a lot of drivers going ahead and taking advantage, grabbing some fresh tires. And you know what, y'all? While they're taking advantage of this and grabbing some fresh tires, I'm going to also take advantage of it and grab me a swallow of water to drink so I can keep talking for the next 20 some odd laps. Hey, Xavier, I think so. I think Don Reggie may have made a huge mistake right there going to the softs, but we can also see ESH going to softs. Met Boy also went to softs. Some of these guys they're getting really they're getting very risky here with this safety car out, which, as y'all pointed out, it puts a huge monkey wrench in their strategy. I agree, Triple O. And that's what I was thinking very early on when I saw it's Jax on the soft, starting on softs. That many laps on the hards is that's a lot. Not saying it can't be done, but that is a lot. Yep, y'all have to excuse me. Like the drivers, I am taking full advantage of the safety car being out here and taking a quick chance to rest my very sore throat. Like I said, I still am just now getting over being very sick. It's always this. Why is it always your sister's kids? AB Techers, good to see you in the chat, man. How you doing tonight? Yeah, I agree with it. With what y'all are saying 100%. I think these guys that have changed over to the softs have definitely made a huge mistake. I think the mediums are a good gamble, and of course the hards are definitely going to be safe, but I also agree with 22, 23 laps on one set of tires, even if they are the hards, is going to be very, very tough. And while we still have a safety car out here, we have Napula in first, Jax in second, Play Dutchie in third, Don Rajiv in fourth, Gavra Novick in fifth, Daza in sixth, ESH in seventh, Adam Grin eighth, MQD ninth, and I believe we're getting ready to get rid of this car. All the drivers have really piled up on top of each other. They're going to be getting very impatient now at this point. Yeah. Drivers are definitely starting to get impatient with the safety car. Oh, yes, the drivers have got very impatient with the safety car, and they piled up a little too much there. We have JoJo Power in 10th, Tunturi in 11th, Before You Die 12th. Oh, and it looks like I'm going to have to stop there and go back up to the start. It looks like, nope, we don't have the safety car off just yet. Kobayashi 14th, Deadly Jason 15th, Guillotine 16th, Vanna Ball's fellow co-commentator, And Fanabals and Gavra Novic are the drivers I'm rooting for tonight. Safety car is gone. And we will get up here to the... Oh, it looks like our leader had a little bit of a trouble with his restart there and took a little bit much, to say the least, off of that first turn. But he is definitely on the defense from It's Jax Play Dutchy right behind them with Don Rajib. Everyone in the back also, if y'all can't tell, are right on top of each other. We literally only have tenths of seconds separating most of these drivers at this point. But I believe the most heated battle is going on right now for first all the way down to fourth. And they better watch it because they have Gavra Novic out on their tail. Oh, but ESH did manage to get by Gavra there, but don't worry, Gavra. ESH is on the softs. He's going to be struggling for grip the harder he tries to push his car, and he's going to have to pit pretty soon, too. He's got 3 laps on these softs, and the guys in the chat insist that the softs do not last. So hang in there. You're going to get back by him. Yeah, Play Dutchy has managed to get out in first. Oh, we got Natty G in here. How you doing, Natty G? Yeah, you can always count on Play Dutchy to make some fantastic moves, Xavier. Play Dutchy really is a fantastic driver. Yep, and as we can see, Napula has fallen back down into fourth. He is receiving massive pressure from ESH, but he is also trying to get where he can make a move on ESH's teammate, Don Rajib. Can't quite do it. He gives us a nice little show of smoke off the tires there with a little lockup. Play Dutchy has managed to get himself a 1.2 second lead over Jax, but that really is not enough to be comfortable, though he is just outside the DRS zone. But It's Jax only needs only 0.08 second outside of it now, so all he has to do is literally... No, he's in it. He's in the DRS zone. I believe we will see... Let's go up here. We probably will see It's Jax going for a move down the straight, I believe. But, man, he also is going to have to fend off Don Rajib and Napula and ESH. Yeah, I agree, Natty G. The safety car, I think, definitely has really changed up everybody's strategy, which it can definitely do. So I'm really curious to see what these guys do with the last 20 laps. Don Rajib has managed to get by It's Jax. Or, nope, sorry, y'all. He is keeping him fended off. I believe It's Jax had the move on the inside, but Don Rajib immediately took his position back. Napula has now made his way back up into fourth. Looking down through the field, we have MQD is really putting the pressure on. Let's go check on these guys. MQD is really trying to put the pressure on Gavra Novic. Only 0.4 of a second off. And like I said, I believe all these guys right here in the middle of the pack are going to move up a position when ESH has to get off of those soft tires. I think, I hate to say it, but I really think he made a mistake switching to the softs, as we did have 3 drivers on softs, and one of them is already changed over to, I believe it may have been Adam Grin on softs, and he has already changed over to hards. So we have the middle of the pack still battling it out. Very good. Very blah. Yeah, I tried to talk. Brain didn't work. Nothing came out. Tunturi is 0.3 tenths or 3 tenths off of Daza. Let me get back down there. I believe Tunturi is going to go for the move down the inside. 3 tenths behind him. He's in a good position. Not quite able to get up there next to him though, but he definitely has the pressure all over that McLaren at the moment. And I guess since Daza is my guy, Fanaball's teammate, I somewhat in turn also have to root for Daza, but I have really been loving the performance I've been seeing out of Tunturi. He has really been putting it down on track every race. Yeah, he is putting massive pressure on Daza at the moment. And I've got to go back up here to JoJo Power. JoJo Power only 2/10 from MQD. But if these guys keep battling, Gavranovic is closing the gap very quickly. They're going to find Gavra. They're going to be battling it out down the straight, and they're not even going to notice. And Gavranovic's probably going to end up sneaking up behind them with some DRS. Yep, and there he is only... Oh, there he is within the second, so his DRS, I think, should be open for Gavra. Let's see. Yep, his DRS is open, and he is definitely using it to close that gap. Yeah, he closed that gap big time on JoJo Power. I will say, JoJo Power also very tough on track. He really puts it down. This is not going to be an easy move for Gavranovic to try to make. Yeah, as we can see, JoJo, looks like JoJo managed to pick up just a little bit more of a gap there. And as we can see farther on down the pack, Tunturi is still 3/10 off of Guillotine, looking to make the move. Adam Grin has made it past. You made it past Fana Balls. Sorry, y'all. Not to sound discouraging about it. I just, I'm rooting for Fana and I'm rooting for Gavra. But also all the drivers. But I do have my own personal favorites. I think I'm allowed to do that. Alright, Triple O says, basically, if Gavra keeps being really good and defensive and keeps the rest of everybody behind him fended off, then it'll help open up a little bit of opportunity for the Ferraris. I don't know, Don Rajib and ESH, I think, are going to be sitting pretty good. They're both pretty tough to beat out on track. It looks like Play Dutchie's still only 1.4 seconds off of Don Rajib. Sorry, I'm sitting here looking through the pack to see who is the closest at the moment. It looks like, I believe it is the closest at the moment are ESH, 4/10 from the back of It's Jax, and It's Jax 4/10 from the back of Napula. So we have got a little three-way battle going on here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th out of 3 very talented drivers. So I believe we're going to see some great passing here. And Napu says, go Gavra, nice racing. Yeah, Gavra actually moved himself up this is not the league he was in. He moved himself up a level to help accommodate other drivers. So I don't want to say he's a little outside of his league, but like I said, he did move himself up a level. So I do think he is in here with some drivers that are much tougher than he originally anticipated having to drive against this season. And from where he is sitting, Gavranovic is doing a phenomenal job this season, I must say. Yeah, Play Dutchie's always looking good. He has increased now to 2 seconds. Looks like, oh, I see what it is. Don Rajib is on softs. Let's go up there to, I hate to leave this battle right here. I'm not going to leave this battle right here. These guys are going at it too tough. But Don Rajib has 9 laps on his softs. So he is literally... Oh, and so does ESH as well. So ESH and Don Rajib surely will be pitting any time now. How they've managed to make 9 laps on these tires with the trouble we saw during qualifying. They were having a hard time with 1 or 2. It was really tough. Flip, how you doing, man? It's good to see you in the chat. yeah, how Don Rajib and ESH are still out with, nope, and there is ESH taking him a set of mediums. Don Rajib surely will have to yield his position any time now and give it up to Napula. He's got 10 laps on the softs. Like I said, they were struggling during qualifying on the softs. They couldn't manage to get more than 2 or 3 laps in without killing them. Oh, Daza in the back in 14th has also changed over to softs. I believe Don Rajib and... who was it? It was ESH were the only 2 drivers so far I've seen manage to actually get the softs to work good for them. But Napula is only 3 seconds from Don Rajib, but he is up to 17 laps on a set of hards. Along with GAVRA Novik as well. Both of those drivers really pushing the limits of those hard tires. We already discussed earlier that 22, 23 laps out of these hard tires was going to be really, really pushing the distance on these tires. Oh, and there it is. Yep. It's Jax has had... wait a minute. I'm missing something here. Tires just changed, but it is not changing tires on here. Or my brain just really went kaput. Alright, y'all. Yeah, I just totally confused the heck out of myself. So yeah, still Play Dutchie in first. Up to, wow, Play Dutchie is now up to a 6-second lead out of nowhere. So I definitely missed something there in a split second. Not sure what happened. Now 7 seconds over its Jax. Yep. Oh, that's the change I saw up. Don Rajib went into the pit and got rid of his soft tires. Don Rajib is now down into 8th. It looks like he took medium tires. Yeah, I agree, AB Techers. 10 laps on those soft tires, that's, I mean, that is very, very impressive. And let's see, let me look down through here through the field. GAVRA Novik so far. GAVRA Novik, let me go down here. GAVRA Novik is proving himself to be the absolute man at the moment, though. 18 laps on a single set of hard tires at the moment, and he is still pushing up into 6th place. He's really putting some pressure, getting up there and putting pressure on... oh, no, wait a minute. He is 10 seconds from JoJo from what this thing is telling me. But it really does not... it doesn't look like 10 seconds. It looks like he's just right there in front of him to me. But still, yeah, now up to 19 laps. I believe I'm starting to wonder what GAVRA Novik's pit strategy is going to be. But we're going to get my camera off of him, like I already said. If I leave the camera on him too long, I will give him the commentator's curse. Napula, 2/10 from its Jax, going for the inside move. Not quite able to get it done. Whoa, wait a minute. I spoke too soon. He was in a good position there. Yeah, the flow of the track just naturally put Napula right on in front of its Jax. You could tell its Jax is not crazy about that, and he wants his position back. Both of these drivers have massive laps on the tires. Oh, Napula also, wow, up to 20 laps now. GAVRA Novik and Napula both 20 laps on single set of hards. Triple O says he believes GAVRA is going to try softs. If he could get a few more laps out of the hards he's got on his car, he could. But nope, he's gone. No, he is in the pit. We will see in just 1 second what GAVRA is thinking. I'm thinking he's going to grab, yep, he's going to grab the mediums. The softs are just, they're shredding a little too fast on these guys tonight. I had a feeling the mediums would be a very, very good safe bet. And hopefully, yes, GAVRA will get back out on track in front of Daza before Daza gets back around to the pit. But still, these guys right here, second, third, and fourth, are really not letting it go. It's Jax has fallen back to the back. Napula, being very impressive, is managing to maintain his lead in second at the moment with all these laps on second. But now he's going to have to make the hard choice here very soon. You don't want to give up that position. You know what it's going to do. I don't believe these drivers can tell how many laps or what tires the driver behind them has on. It really is high-speed poker for Napula, MQD, and it's Jax at the moment. Napula 21 laps on his tires. MQD 14 laps on mediums. It's Jax 14 laps on hards. So I would dare say, that out of all of them, it's Jax probably has the most tire grip at the moment, but Napula, he's just showing himself to be a little badass out on track at the moment here. 21 laps on a single set of hards. If I didn't think he was probably going to come in somewhere on the podium, I'd already be thinking about nominating him for Driver of the Day. But as I've said before, I try very hard not to give Driver of the Day to anyone on the podium. All the drivers do a great job, and they all deserve a little bit of recognition. And of course, this is at about that point there, y'all, where I really start leaning on Toby very hard. So y'all will just have to put up with me being a little quiet a little bit here. Oh, yep, Napula is coming into the pits. We're going to stick with Napula for just a second. I want to see what tires he's taking. And I was saying, y'all, I am going ahead and going to start getting everyone ready for the podium. So y'all just bear with me here. I got a feeling these drivers are going to keep me on my toes all the way to the end while I'm trying to get all their stuff loaded into the software. And Napula came back out on mediums. Now, Triple O, if you had said Napula was going to grab softs, I would have agreed with you. So I must say I'm a little shocked that he didn't go for it, but we saw how fast they were wearing out. Yep, and Natty G, right as you were putting that message in there, he was pitting. Yeah, he ended up pulling out some major laps on that. It looks like, yeah, Napula right back on top of Kobayashi. Napula getting around Kobayashi. Napula's going to make his way right back up there. Don Rajib, I don't know if he's going to catch Don Rajib. I would actually be willing to bet actual money on whether or not he would catch Don Rajib. That is going to be very, very tight. 10 seconds. Don Rajib only 4 laps on the same set of mediums that Napula has. 9 laps left. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying there, Triple O, yeah. No, I really would have thought Napula may have taken the softs, but I think he tried them during qualifying and evidently just wasn't too happy with them. We're gonna make our way up here to our leader for a moment. Play Dutchie now with a 10.5 second lead over MQD. Ooh, MQD 16 laps on those mediums. Oh, these guys are gonna keep me guessing so much on who is going to be where on this podium spot. But you know, that's what makes it exciting for me anyway. And y'all in the chat get to have fun laughing at me trying to keep up with these guys, because where MQD sits at the moment with 17 laps on medium tires, I'm not too sure how I feel about him being able to hold on to that position. The only one I feel somewhat confident about at the moment is going to be Play Dutchy. And I'm afraid I can't lie about that one. He could actually be in jeopardy from some of these other drivers, but I believe he's got himself plenty enough gap there to be able to hold on to his first position. Yes, I believe at this point my prediction is going to be Play Dutchy in first, Don Rajib in second. It's really going to be a toss-up, I believe, between MQD and Napula for third. And possibly it's Jax. It's Jax. I believe still is in the running for third position as well. And it looks like, nope, Adam Grimm has made it by ESH. Kobayashi is 1 second from Gavra Novik. Gavra Novik is holding on to his 7th place position very, very well there. Oh, yep, and Napula has made his way into third. Still, MQD still really pushing 19 laps on the mediums. That right there is the most impressive I've seen out of all the tires so far in this race. 6 laps left. And these guys are going to keep me busy. They're going to keep me busy here the entire time. I know it now. I'm steady pulling in more graphics into the software, steady getting ready for more and more drivers for the possibility of the pole position here. So while I may not sound excited, it's because I'm browsing through buttloads of images and getting everything ready. And I'm having a really hard time doing it because I'm trying to watch the race too. Don Rajib now 0.8 seconds off of Napula. Let's see, It's Jax. Where could you come in at? It's Jax does still have a shot at third position, I believe, there. I believe that is going to be... Okay, so I believe that should... If it doesn't do it, then I totally screwed it up, but I believe that should have most of that taken care of. And we were... Yep, Piero is hanging out in the pit stop and watching everybody race. It looks like we did lose before you die. F1 cars, once again, y'all, they're very hard. It's hard to finish these races. It's not like project cars at all. They crash. They usually don't get the opportunity to get their car back around to the pit. We are currently on Guillotine in 16th place. He is really putting massive pressure on top of Fanta Balls here. My man Fanta Balls, whoop, I got the camera going the wrong way. Fanta Balls 15th. He is doing a fantastic job of fending off Guillotine. Looks like Guillotine, nope, Guillotine is making the bold move down the inside. It looked like he had a little trouble hanging on to it, but that was definitely a great move from Guillotine. And I have a feeling what it was is we were sitting on top of Fanta's car weighing him down. Alright, Daza in 14th. Just right before the race is over, I do want to go back through all the drivers to make sure I give all of the drivers a little bit of camera time. They all do a fantastic job, and there is not a driver that does not deserve to be on the camera and talked about. Deadly Jason in 13th. Oh, here at the end we have seen a few drivers opt for the soft tires. Very, very risky. Met Boy in 12th also opted for the soft tires. And right, yeah, that safety car we can see really put a kink in everyone's strategies, as we see right here 3 laps left and we've got drivers on fresh tires. Tunturi in 10th. Adam Grin in 9th. Gavra Novick, man himself, in 8th. Yep, Gavra is having one. He has been having some great races so far this season. Last week he had a phenomenal race, great battles. He has not disappointed at all this week. And before I curse the boss, I'm going to move up here to his teammate, Kobayashi. Kobayashi currently in 7th. No, he does have a 5-second lead in front of his teammate. Jojo Power in 6th. Jojo has had a really good race this week. Also last week, I believe Jojo Power was one of... we couldn't decide last week. I believe we had 2 drivers of the day last week. Was a good possibility. I do try to keep up with all the drivers, so I do get confused from race to race. Like I said, chewing bubble gum and walking, not my strongest point. It's Jax is holding... Ooh, It's Jax has fallen down into 5th. He did have to go back and get tires. Don Rajib in 4th. Don Rajib has had one hell of a race tonight, I must say, as well as Napula. Made his way up into 3rd. MQD out of nowhere, still holding on to that 2nd position. And just so y'all see it here, 23 laps on mediums. Oh, yeah, before I could even say it, Triple O beat me to it. Yeah, I mean, that is very, very impressive. Play Dutchie, 1st place, 23 laps on a single set of hards. I know why he's not going in. Neither one of these first 2 drivers want to go in at this point. Play Dutchie, I believe, is the only one safe, though. If you look at the times, Napula, 8 laps on mediums, is only... Yeah, let's go back down here now. Oh! Yeah, MQD's tires finally finally bit the dust. Oh, he was having such a good race. I hate to see that happen. Oh, man. MQD, I'm so sorry. If you want, you can totally blame that on me. I will take responsibility for that because I was just bragging on you about those times. And yeah, it looks like it did crash him out. Very unfortunate. MQD was having one hell of a race there. And y'all excuse me here, I am trying to get a few little things here moved around because I totally did not expect that to happen to MQD. At all. Looks like we have 2 laps left. Let's see where our leader is. Play Dutchie is not... Yep. He's getting around. He's just about ready to start the last lap of the race. Natty G, I don't know if the penalties will affect this dramatically or not. I do know we have a few drivers with some penalties. Let's see, it's the last lap. I'm gonna be brave, y'all. Y'all keep your fingers crossed. Hope I don't really muggle this thing up here. And I'm gonna real quick try to take a look. Yeah, it looks like we've got some penalties and stuff that are going to be dealt out, which is really gonna make my podium hard here. So, I'm gonna ignore these penalties, and we'll let somebody else sort that out. No, seriously, I just don't, I don't have the brain power to real quick do those calculations and get that worked out. This is definitely a time when Toby would come in really handy. But we do have our leader in first place coming across the line. He does have a... Play Dutchie's got a 28-second lead. I don't believe there's... he could have picked up enough penalties to affect much of this. I think most of the guys with penalties have enough gap where it should not affect them too bad. And there we are. Play Dutchie coming across the line with a fantastic win. Napula, where are you at? You coming around the last turn? Oh, he's getting ready to. Yep, and it looks like we've already had a few of the drivers finish here. I have to say, yeah, this has been a very exciting race. The drivers have really kept me on my toes tonight. Yep, and there we are with Napula coming across the line. It's Jax across the line. Don Rajib across the line. Jojo Power, he's getting close to the last one. Don't know if we'll quite... Nope, looks like we've got about 2 minutes left. He's coming across the line. Followed behind is Adam Grin. And then Kobayashi. And we're going to hang out here on Gavra Novik because this camera should be changing to the end. Yep, and there it is. Alright, so let's see how this podium works out for everybody. Alright, so there we go. We have Play Dutchie in first, Napula in second, and it's Jax in third place. Very hard and well-won positions by all drivers. I think we saw some fantastic races tonight. Yeah, Xavier, yeah, 26 laps he pulled off on those hard tires. And let's see here, y'all. I'll give y'all the final rundown. Yep, it was Play Dutchie in first, Napula in second, It's Jax third, Don Regime fourth, Jojo Power fifth, Adam Grin sixth, Kobayashi seventh, Gavra eighth, ESH ninth, Tunturi 10th, Deadly Jason 11th, Daza 12th, Guillotine 13th, Fana 14th, MQD 15th, Metboy 16th, Before You Die 17th, and yeah, unfortunately we did lose Piero at the start. That was very unfortunate. And let me see here if I can. Yep, we've got that part. Let me, because I don't want to go all the way back to the lobby with these guys. And let me, because the podium is so short. Yep, There we go. We're going to put these guys' cars back up here so we can admire the job that they did just a little bit longer. And y'all, while I'm still talking, if y'all have a pick for the driver of the day, please say so. Personally, I would like to vote for MQD. While I said I don't like to give the driver of the day to someone on the podium, he had a phenomenal end of the race. Pushed his tires very, very far. He took a huge risk, which would have paid off with a fantastic reward, but his tires did finally give out, and he didn't get the podium. So I really kind of want to nominate MQD for driver of the day, but you know, y'all talk about it and see what y'all think, and while y'all think about it and decide whether or not y'all want to name a driver of the day, I'm gonna do another shameless ad for GAVRA Racing. Go to the website gavraracing.altavista.org. There is tons and tons of information on there. He is constantly adding to it all the drivers' points, stats, track stats, track records, track information. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There is tons of information on there, as well as a link to the GAVRA Racing Discord channel that, once again, our man Sig made and maintains for us. And he does a fantastic job doing it. He is one of our administrators. And also on the webpage, you will find a link to the Patreon if you wish to become a Patreon subscriber. And also, you should find all those links in the description below the video. And also, please subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It seems trivial, but it does make a little bit of a difference. And I really want to see if we can, if by the end of the season, it'd be a huge thing if we can manage to get up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season. We've got about 4 to 6 months to do it. I think we can do it. Guys, thank you so much for the compliments in the chat. Triple O, Frank. Oh, Frank says JoJo Power for a driver of the day. JoJo never disappoints. He has yet to disappoint yet. Every race he has a good, great race. So it's looking like so far. Xavier says he thinks Napula or Dutchy. Yeah, but they're both on the podium. And that is part of the driver of the day, is giving recognition to some of the drivers that did a great job that didn't get on the podium. So, like I said, I was really thinking of MQD with his, what was it? I believe last count he was up to 22, 23 laps on medium tires before they finally gave out on him. But yeah, I mean, he did a phenomenal job. And just that last little chicanes there, just really, they really messed him up. I think his back tires just literally gave out on him, and he put it in the wall, which was very unfortunate. I believe there was only about 2 laps left for him. Oh, no, Xavier says fair enough. Okay, alright. Well, Xavier says JoJo, and Frank says JoJo. Natty G says great commentary. Not quite what I was wanting out of you, Natty G. I was hoping for a vote for a driver of the day, but it looks like JoJo Power is gonna get the driver of the day. I am going with what you guys watching said. Y'all do have the final decision, and I really do like it when it's the other drivers and you guys watching that make that decision on driver of the day. So yeah. Oh, and now, oh, come on now, Triple O. Now you're saying Deadly Jason. We still have more votes for JoJo Power, so we're going to give it to JoJo Power. And I do like to spread it around. I also don't like to give it to the same driver week after week. Like I said, part of the driver of the day is to give all of the drivers some recognition for the hard work they put into training. Yep, and Natty G just changed his. He's also going to go with JoJo. Yeah, so definitely JoJo is the driver of the day. So we had Play Dutchy for the win. Napula with a great second. It's Jax, very impressive on his tires as well as Play Dutchy. It's Jax pulled out the third, and we have a JoJo Powers for the driver of the day. Oh, and now Natty G says he's joking. I think Natty G's just having a little bit of fun with me. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I know I did. Yeah, thank y'all for watching. Huge thanks to the drivers. Massive thanks to the administrators of GAVRA Racing for all the organization and everything they do. And Gavra Novik himself for making all of this possible. And yeah, Gavra and the administrators, y'all, they do so much for all of us. Make sure y'all give them a huge thanks in the Discord feed, because I've noticed all you F1 guys are talking too much y'all are all talking on the PlayStation chat. That's why the Discord channel is so dead on y'all's part. Y'all got to get in the Discord channel and talk it up, y'all. But yeah, no, thanks everybody, and hope you enjoyed it. And it is break week next week, but we will have the preseason next week for the Project Cars 2 championships. So make sure y'all do tune in next week and check those out. They are the preseasons. So you really get to see where all the drivers mess up and make the huge mistakes. Should be some great crashes and everything else. Thanks guys so much, and I will see y'all in 2 weeks.